Hello everyone, welcome to Courts Today by Live Law, your one-step destination for the latest and fastest legal updates. I'm your host Urvashi Chauhan, bringing you day-to-day happenings, landmark judgments, crucial rulings and expert insights into the world of law. The Supreme Court has stayed defamation case against MP Shashi Tharoor for scorpion on Shivling remark on PM Modi. Displeased that issues faced by women were not addressed for 4 years, the Kerala High Court has directed the state to hand over unredacted Justice Hema Committee report to the SIT. The top court has reiterated that when dowry demand is not established, conviction for dowry death under Section 304B of IPC is unsustainable. Karnataka High Court has restrained media from publishing details mentioned in Chargesheet filed against Kannada actor Darshan in the RenukaSwamy murder case. The Calcutta High Court has dismissed a PIL seeking implementation of Advocates Protection Law, saying that the court cannot legislate and it is up to the state government. DHFL bank fraud case accused Dheeraj Wadhwan has been granted bail by Delhi High Court on medical grounds. A female associate professor of National Law University, Odisha, was found dead in her residence last Sunday. The Supreme Court today stayed proceedings in the criminal defamation complaint against Congress MP Shashi Tharoor over a remark made about Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the year 2018. In October 2018, Tharoor had claimed that an unnamed RSS leader had allegedly compared PM Modi to a scorpion sitting on a shivling. He termed it an extraordinarily striking metaphor. BJP leader Rajiv Babbar had then filed a case for defamation against Tharoor, saying that he completely disregarded the sentiments of crores of Shiva devotees and made the statement which hurt their sentiments. Last month, the Delhi High Court had refused to quash the defamation case, and so Tharoor approached the top court. His counsel today argued that he had merely quoted from an article published by the Caravan magazine in 2012, which contained an alleged remark by an unnamed RSS leader. The counsel submitted that the person quoted in the Caravan magazine article repeated the same statement in a video on the news channel later. He questioned as to when the remark was not defamatory in 2012, how could it suddenly become defamatory when Tharoor repeated it in 2018. A bench of Justices Hrishikesh Roy and R. Madhavan observed that the remark was essentially a metaphor, which could also refer to invincibility of the person who was spoken about. And why should someone object to that? The bench issued notice on the petition returnable within 4 weeks and stayed the proceedings in the meantime. The Kerala High Court has today directed the state government to hand over unredacted version of Justice Hema Committee report to the special investigating team to investigate the offences disclosed in the report. The report handed over to the state back in 2019 had disclosed large-scale sexual harassment in the Malayalam film industry. It also revealed other issues faced by women in cinema like gender discrimination, lack of safety in workplace, insufficient basic facilities, wage disparities, etc. The DGP had been given a copy of the report in February 2021. The matter was before the special bench of Justices A.K. Jay, Sankaran Nambiar and C.S. Sudha, which has been constituted to hear matters connected with the report. The court today expressed strong displeasure over the state's inaction in the matter for 4 long years, despite receiving a report from its own inquiry committee detailing serious societal offences, including those under the IPC and the POCSO Act. The court questioned why no investigation or action was initiated, emphasizing the need for at least minimal steps. The court pointed to state's duty to act on clear evidence of crimes, even if the victims choose not to prosecute. The court has now asked the SIT to submit an action-taken report on the next date, whereafter it will open the sealed cover containing the unredacted version of the report and decide whether SIT's action or inaction is justified. The court added that the state is not prevented from taking action on the report just because the SIT was looking into the offences. It said that there are other issues also, like labor issues, economic issues faced by women, which must be looked into by the government. Significantly, the court today pointed out another important lacunae in the POSH Act 2013. Referring to the report, which mentions instances where women face exploitation even before the production of the film started, the court stated that POSH Act does not take within its purview sexual harassment faced by women seeking employment. The law only applies to sexual harassment of women at workplace, thus excluding informal situations where there is no clear employee-employer relationship. The court thus called upon the state to come out with the draft legislation from a more feminist perspective. In the next update, the Supreme Court has set aside conviction for dowry death under Section 304B of IPC after noting that the prosecution in this case was not able to prove that the deceased wife was subjected to cruelty or harassment by the husband soon before her death in connection with the demand of dowry. The court set aside the convictions of the husband, sister-in-law and the mother-in-law of the deceased. The trial court had sentenced them to undergo life imprisonment, which the High Court also approved. The bench, comprising Justices Sudhanshu Dholia and J.B. Pardiwala, relied on previous judgments to reiterate the 4 ingredients for conviction in a dowry death case. They are: first, death of a woman must have been caused by any burns or bodily injury, or her death must have occurred in unnatural circumstances. Second, that such death must have occurred within 7 years of her marriage. Third, that soon before her death, she must have been subjected to cruelty by her husband or any relative of her husband. And fourth, that such cruelty or harassment must be in connection with the demand for dowry. In the present case, the court noted that with respect to the demand for dowry, the witnesses had just made some general statements which were not sufficient to convict the husband and the other accused. The Karnataka High Court has today restrained till next date of hearing the media from broadcasting, printing or publishing any details from the charge sheet filed by police against Kannada actor Darshan Thogudeepa, who is an accused in the RenukaSwamy murder case. The murder case involves Darshan and his friend Pavitra Gowda. RenukaSwamy, a fan of Darshan, had allegedly sent obscene messages and photos to Pavitra. RenukaSwamy was allegedly tortured and murdered, with the post-mortem report indicating shock and hemorrhage as the cause of death. Darshan and Pavitra were arrested and are currently under judicial custody along with 15 others. The police filed a 3,991-page charge sheet, including witness statements, forensic reports and circumstantial evidence. Today, a single-judge bench of Justice Hema passed the order on a plea filed by Darshan seeking a direction preventing the media agencies and news channels from circulating confidential information contained in the charge sheet and other such material collected during the investigation. I must also tell you that in a suit filed by Darshan's wife, the court last month already passed an ex parte ad interim injunction preventing the media channels to print, air, publish and disseminate the confidential information in the charge sheet. In another update, the Calcutta High Court has dismissed a PIL seeking implementation of various protective measures for advocates, such as the Advocates Protection Act. This, according to the plea, would provide safeguards for advocates to perform their professional duties without fear of violence or harassment. The petitioner here had also sought protection to establish a dedicated monitoring committee or task force to oversee implementation of the guidelines, and a direction to immediately install and maintain functional CCTV cameras in all the critical areas. But dismissing the plea, the division bench of Chief Justice T.S. Sivangnanam and Justice Hirannamay Bhattacharya stated that the court cannot legislate, and it is the responsibility of the state either to introduce its own legislation or adopt a central law. The court referred to Rajasthan Advocates Protection Act 2023 passed by the state of Rajasthan. It has also allowed the petitioners to approach the state government with their request and directed the Bar Council of West Bengal to provide their inputs on the matter. The Delhi High Court today granted bail on medical grounds to former promoter of Dewan Housing Finance Corporation Limited, Dheeraj Wadhwan. He is accused of entering into criminal conspiracy along with other accused persons to cheat a consortium of 17 banks led by the Union Bank of India by allegedly inducing these banks to sanction huge amount of loans. It is alleged that Wadhwan, along with other accused, siphoned off and misappropriated approximately 40,000 crores. Before the High Court, Wadhwan argued that he suffers from several chronic health issues, including heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, and obesity. He mentioned that since being in custody from April 2020, he had been hospitalized about 50 times and undergone approximately 8 surgeries. While granting him bail today, a single judge bench of Dr. Justice Sudhir Kumar Jain said that even though he may not require hospitalization at the moment, but he needs regular medical attention and treatment under direct supervision of specialist doctors. Therefore, he falls within the ambit of a sick person. And lastly, let me inform you, a lady associate professor of National Law University, Odisha, was found dead at her residence in CDA area of Cuttack on Sunday. She was reportedly not attending her duties for last few days, for which NLU officials had tried to contact her. Despite repeated calls, when she did not respond, the authorities had altered the Cuttack police. Upon being informed, the police reached her residence, which was found to be locked from inside. The door was broken open and she was found dead. Her dead body has been sent for autopsy now, but the reason and nature of the death is yet not clear. She had been teaching at the NLU Odisha for the last several years, and before that had been a faculty in various other law schools of West Bengal and Odisha. If you wish to know more details about the cases that I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on Live Law. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just 89 rupees per month.